Hello guys, yuusha Steve, and today I'm going to be doing a Duel Links video. This is going to be a solo video. I'm not going to be with Villager A today. Our schedules don't always match up, so to fill in some empty space if we don't have a video to post, me or him might do a solo video to go ahead and post it up. So today I'm going to be doing a Duel Links video. I am going to try to get to from Legend to King of Games in Duel Links. I am currently running Sub-Terrors, and well, hopefully this goes well for me. Sub-Terrors is quite a good deck in this game, in my opinion at least. A lot of people feel that you have to use the Loomis and Umbra Mass Tribute skill for it. I use go with Baggy Sleeves with Banning Keith. So if my level 8 or higher monsters are destroyed, I draw 2 cards instead of 1 during my normal draw phase. This can refill my hand since Sub-Terrors, they go really fast. Like, I'm going to use 3 cards in my hand now. If I lose my whole board, then I have 1 card left in my hand. But at least with Baggy Sleeves, I draw 2, I have a chance to rebound. Certain matchups are really good, certain matchups are really bad with this deck. Ancient Gears is this deck's only really bad matchup. And there are certain decks that are really good for this one, for its matchup. Like, it can really do really good against Red Eyes and 6 Samurai. Okay, so he is going to take my monster. That is fine, I have a replacement monster. Although that Red Eyes, that could be bad. Insight. Okay, yeah, so he's gonna get Fusion next turn. I don't have another normal summon. I kind of wish I opened up a little better for that one, but you know, that's how things go sometimes in this game. Let's see. So he's gonna play Insight. Usually they send that Red Skull and then they search Red Eyes Fusion, and then they use that to get Slash Dragon. So we're gonna see what he grabs here. Well, actually, I just saw what he grabbed, and we just saw what he grabbed. Okay, so now usually for warriors, these decks run quite a few different things. I think I saw Amazoness Queen. These decks usually run a mix of like Amazoness and things along the lines of that for their monster. Okay, so he's just gonna attack me here, which is perfectly fine. He gets Amazoness Queen equipped to it. That brings it up to 33. I'm not gonna die from this attack. So, I mean, if he had probably a few other cards in his hand, he might have killed me that turn. But this just means I can go along with my play now, since he doesn't have a disruption. So Sub-Terrors, they don't have like Grr and stuff like they do in real life. So you use these monsters that flip themselves face down, and then you can special summon your Sub-Terrors from your hand. And of course this drops 3 monsters on the board immediately. And now I have 2 final battles. So actually, despite he just did a lot of damage to me, I have a very strong advantage in this duel right now. I can stop any of attacks by using final battle and flipping up my Ultra Mophis. That's going to put his Red Eyes face down, and that gets rid of his equip as well. It doesn't target, so Red Eye Slash Dragon can't negate it. So he just normal summoned a monster. I'm going to go ahead with him to attack. That way he can't flip up Red Eyes. Yeah, so he's attacking my Mophis because he wants to get rid of that. Which actually, that was a very stupid play on his part. If I let that go through, I could just banish his assailant, and then he doesn't really get much out of it at that point either. But I'm going to go ahead and put his Slash Dragon face down. Right. Yeah, and he surrendered. Yeah, so next turn I use my... So at the end phase, I would have used my second final battle to flip up Mophis. That would have banished his assailant. Then I would have flipped Mophis face down, flipped him back face... Not Mophis, I'm sorry, Umastrai. I would have flipped him face down, flipped him back face up, and then I would have banished his Red Eyes, and then I would have attacked him directly, and I pretty much would have ended the game right there. Because final battle would have made whichever monster I'm attacking with more than 4,000 attack. Right, so we won 1 game. Let's try to get another one. I don't know if I'm going to try this all the way to King of Games. It depends on how many I win or lose or how fast it goes. But like I've noticed, it's been taking me like 5 to 7 games to rank up once. Although, if I'm correct, Legend only has 3 rankings. So once I get past Legend 3, I should be in King of Games. but I might just do this to Legend 2, and then I'll do Legend 2 to 3 and 3 to King of Games. It just depends on how this goes and how many duels this takes me. But this isn't even my rank up duel. This man just ended his turn. So yeah, as you can see in this deck, I run a World Legacy Ward Armor. Like I said, since there's no like Guru, there's no Archer, there's the only two sub-tier monsters that aren't the Behemoths are Nemesis Warrior and Defender. And Nemesis Warrior is the best one. He's the one people use in the Loomis and Umbra deck because Loomis and Umbra gives you a free monster on the board. But you can't special summon that turn, but during your opponent's turn you use Nemesis Warrior to get a sub-tier on their board. I run a slightly different build and it looks like my internet's acting up. So hopefully my internet won't DC me. That really sucks when you lose through the DC than really any other type of loss. Like getting luck sacked in this game, I'd rather get luck sacked than lose because my internet decided to give up because Konami doesn't have good servers. That's probably one of the weaknesses of this game. A lot of Konami stuff has bad servers. The Snipe Hunter. Okay. Snipe Hunter is a really annoying card in this game. I really wish I had Final Battle right now because I could stop this right here and now. But I might end up losing my whole field here, which is gonna really suck. But yeah, this man's gonna get rid of his whole hand just for a chance to destroy my whole field. And okay, he must have Silver's Cry. Or he just didn't know how much defense my monster had. Either or is fine. I will go ahead and flip this back face down. Flip this up. Its effect has to activate, so I have to send that back to his hand, but then I get a special summon my World Legacy Ward Armor. Right, and then this effect searches a World Legacy card, so it can search itself. I run one World Legacy Clash. It's good to get around effects like that, so next turn if he summons that Snipe Hunter, if he has a next turn, and attacks me, then I can use World Legacy Ward Clash to banish, or not attacks me. If he uses his effect, I can use it to banish my World Legacy Ward Armor to, yeah, but he surrendered. I had 41 damage on board. But yeah, see, that's the use of World Legacy War Armor. Most people don't expect it because the decks are used to run Nemesis Warrior. I went Nemesis Warrior for this build. Legacy Armor is better for my build anyway since I have baggy sleeves, like I said. When my level 5 or higher monsters are destroyed, I get a draw. I get an extra draw during my main phase. And I can show you the deck list after we're done with this video, or at the end of the video. So we're going to see... Legend rank 1. This is going to be a rank up duel for me. So this is sub-terrors more than likely. So in the sub-terror matchup in this game, the sub-terror player who goes first has the advantage. I'm at a bad point right now. I have to hope I either open up Final Battle or he does not open up Final Battle. And as you can see, I didn't open up Final Battle. I'm at a very bad disadvantage. Because the player who can flip up their monsters first can get rid of all your monsters. Sub-terrors don't have a big turn 1 play other than summoning the monsters face down. So I am at a very bad position right now, yeah. So he is going to get his sub-terrors. And yeah, so Psycho Kraken's probably the worst case scenario for me that he drew. And if he has a second one, I'm okay. So he doesn't have a second one, so I might have a sort of a shot at this. But he has 2 back row. One's probably Final Battle with the luck I'm going to have here. Okay. So I have to think this through because enemy control might help me through this. I could grab his Psycho Kraken. But I can pop the Psycho Kraken itself. Well, we're going to see what we're going to do with this right now. So, in some Munia Maiden, he has something face down. He most likely has some sort of disruption. It's probably going to be enemy controller and Final Battle. And so I'm going to summon Maelstrom and I'm going to summon Psycho Kraken. Because those are the 2 best ones to summon in this matchup. I don't really want to put his monsters face down with Mophis. Obviously, I'll throw Mophis on the board if I have to and not use its effect. It's a 3000 beater. It does what it needs to do for me, as it already is. Yeah, but he also has that little golem monster, which is very annoying, as it is. Oh, actually, I realized I could have blown up all of his cards. Oh, man, that would have actually been a much better play. Oh, does this have to take a face-up monster? Did I misread it? Yeah, it has to take a face-up monster. Never mind, I couldn't have that enough play. I was thinking of taking his Psycho Kraken, but enemy controllers has its rules, of course. So all my monsters are face down. That would have been his time to pop off with his card. If I was him, I would probably flip Stego Kraken, pop my Munia Maidens, and use Golem to send my Sub-Terrors back to my hand. If he has Final Battle, he should use it now. Yeah. Looks like he has bad internet connection. You can see from the little Wi-Fi symbol at the top. So he's going to flip his Stego Kraken. His best play would be to pop my Munia Maidens. Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So he's popping my enemy controller. That makes sense. If he draws the Sub-Terror next turn, I probably will end up losing then, because then he could pop 2 of my cards. Oh, he had double Final Battle. He didn't need to reveal the double Final Battle, because you can flip it face down, then flip it face up on the same turn with its own effect. But I mean, he probably didn't want to attack mode. But I mean, if you have double Final Battle, there's no reason, because all of your monsters are 4,000 attack, or over 4,000 or higher attack and defense with Final Battle. And I really wish I went first. I actually had a pretty good going first hand this time. Yeah. So here he should target either my Stego Kraken or my Morpheus. Yeah. And then he should use Stego Kraken. Why is it giving me the option to flip some of his monster? I'd rather not him flip some of his monster, if I am to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Okay. I would have got rid of the Munia Maidens. It probably would have given me last place. Honestly, I probably would have gotten rid of the Munia Maidens over the back row in the last turn, but I guess that would have given me an enemy controller play this turn. But he can attack over my Munia Maidens if he wishes, by using Final Battle to make his Stego Kraken 4,000, which is probably what I would do here. Imagine will attack over me, I don't have a monster to flip, and then he can use his other Final Battle to set it face down, and I mean, that's probably, yeah, his best play. I do get a draw out of this from Munia Maiden's effect. By the way, if you're playing this game and you're using Final Battle, always use Final Battle during the damage step, because the least amount of cards can be chained against you there. Enemy controller, it's not going to help me too much. Discard Morpheus, because I might be able to find a use for it. Like I said, I get to draw 2 cards here during the draw phase because of my baggy sleeve ability. I'm pretty sure it was destroyed in general, not just by battle. So, let me see. I guess it was destroyed by battle. Yeah, so I can't win this duel. I'm going to go ahead and surrender. Unfortunate, because that was my rank up duel. But like I said, Sub-Terrors is a matchup against itself. You want to go first using it, and you want to open up Final Battle. I had no outs to those plays he had. There was just no way. Okay, so this dude's Legend rank 2. He's also a Sub-Terror player. And let's see who goes first. Okay, I'm going second. Very unfortunate. Okay, I at least open up Final Battle. I might have some semblance of hope, but if he gets Stego Kraken, then I am definitely in trouble, because he's just gonna pop my Final Battle. Okay, so he's running the basic build. So he drew his monster, and now he'll use its effect to get Mostray or Stego Kraken, either or, whichever he feels is necessary for him on this turn. The only thing that's bad for me in this game is that Duel Links doesn't have like a standard chain system or response system that real Yu-Gi-Oh has. So, for instance, in real Yu-Gi-Oh, I could respond with Final Battle during his draw phase, during his standby phase, and pretty much at the start of any phase except the start of main phase, which the opponent always gets the first play at the start of main phase. But in this game, you don't get to use cards during your opponent's draw phase. You don't get to use cards during your opponent's standby phase, unless a card specifically says it's used during those phases. So like for instance, right here, he's going to use Nemesis Warrior's effect. During his draw phase, I could use Final Battle to banish this monster with Umastrai, or I could use or during his standby phase. But because of this, he's going to get his Umastrai, right? And then he is going to be able to summon it, and he will be able to flip it before I can respawn at any point, which means he gets the effect no matter what. He will banish my Umastrai, I'll banish his Umastrai. And this is like probably the most unfortunate resort for me. See, like I said, normally I would have been able to respond during any of those phases. Actually, I'm not even sure if there's a standby. There should be a standby phase in this game. So yeah, like I said, he gets to use his Umastrai effect before I can even bother to use mine. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my Final Battle. I'm going to change one of my sub-terrors to attack position, or it doesn't really matter. It's going to get banished. And flip effects don't miss time. So despite this is happening during a chain, I do get Umastrai's effect no matter what. And of course, I'm going to get rid of his Umastrai. Okay, so he has 3 cards in hand, I have 2. I lost my Umastrai. I have to draw one of my big hitters. If I draw War Legacy hands, that's good for me. Or just a Sub-Terror in general. Yeah, so he's going to use Mass Tribute. I don't know how many times I can use that per duel. But now that my Final Battle is live, if he uses it as end phase, now I have a chance to respond to it. So hopefully I draw Umastrai or Stego Kraken on this turn. Okay, he drew Stego Kraken. So he set his Stego Kraken. I really need to draw Stego Kraken and Umastrai to get rid of that. I could probably make that work. Okay, so let's use Munia Maiden. Or Mahjong Munia Maiden. We will not use either of those effects. Okay, I drew Umastrai. Spear Karibo is not going to help me much in this duel. We are going to go ahead and we are going to use his Nemesis Warrior. Yeah, okay. Let's do this. So we're going to use enemy controller here. I am going to go ahead and tribute my Munia Maiden to take his Nemesis Warrior. Now you can choose to use Nemesis Warriors here. Yeah, that's what I thought he would do. So he's going to expunge his Stego Kraken and his Nemesis Warrior to get Umastrai back. Now I no more summon my Golem Sentry. And my Golem Sentry, I can put him face down out of special Umastrai. Let's see. Okay, now we're going to put our Umastrai face down. We're going to activate Final Battle. We're going to go ahead and put him in face-up attack position. Because like I said, once you have Final Battle, it almost really doesn't matter what position your Sub-Terror is in. They're going to have 4,000 or more attack. And this is half his life points currently anyway. Okay, so we have gotten rid of 2 of his Umastrais. So he most likely has one with Umastrai unless he couldn't pull Dirt Umastrai. They're SRs in the box, so they're a little harder to pull. He has 2 cards in hand. So he has to have a monster to summon and set, and then a Sub-Terror. Okay. That's fine. It is of no consequence to me that he has that. If he can use his skill again, which I'm not even sure he can, okay. So now here we're going to use Sub-Terror Final Battle, and we're going to change a face-up Sub-Terror monster to face-down defense. And now you're thinking Umastrai? No. Okay. Actually, so Final Battles aren't limited to your Sub-Terror monsters. They are Sub-Terror monsters. So I can put his Nemesis Warrior face down and prevent him from getting anything. Very funny effect. Okay, so we won that duel, which means that this goes by basic. We lost our rank up. We won the duel after. So this should be my rank up duel again. Oh, he sent me a nice. I keep forgetting to do that for people. I should do it more. It is a really nice gesture. People are quite good at this upper level. You hardly run into lower tier players who aren't running fun decks. Okay, oh god. I think I'm going to keep getting bad matchups at my rank up duel. Yep, oh god, and I'm going second. Oh no. I'm gonna get smashed by the second unless I have Final Battle or Moss Dry. And I don't even get the luxury of that. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so he sets a monster. That's actually, you wouldn't believe that, but him setting a monster is really good for me right now with my current hand. Yes, go crew, bro. Okay, we are gonna set that, and we're gonna pray to whatever god exists. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, it's not good for us. Yep, okay, that's what I thought. It was a fortress. Whew, okay, so now he's gonna get his Gadgetron Dragon from his hand, or Reactor Dragon. Okay, he didn't flip his monster. Okay, well, if I don't draw a monster here, then I pretty much lose, and that's kind of it. Okay, so, thank God we drew Munia Maiden. He does not have any cards in his hand, he has one back row. So we are going to hope that he doesn't top deck the top deck of a Century, which is another monster, because now that castle is going to get him a free normal summon of pretty much any Ancient Gear monster. So if he draws any high level Ancient Gear monster, I lose this game. Pretty much outright because of Reactor Dragon. If this face down is castle, he could pop it with Reactor Dragon, and then I might not lose if that happens. I might have a play around that. Okay. Yeah, so he's just gonna attack. I thought this popped any back row. Maybe he's choosing not to use the effect. Yeah, okay, so his baggy sleeves. So draw, and I draw. Okay, now, thank God, Moss Dry will banish this. I'm gonna give this man these hands. And we're gonna drop that. Okay. War Armor's effect's gonna activate. I want Clash 100%. I'm kind of highly wondering what his back row is. I'm gonna use Munia Maiden's effect to see if I could draw into any form of back row. No. Oh, go ahead and send Munia Maidens. I don't need the second one in hand. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put Munia Maidens, and we're gonna put Stride back face down. Usually, you don't have to push too hard for game. The Drowning Mirror Force does exist in this game for people who don't know what's in Duel Links. Pushing too hard for game can lead really bad, especially with this deck, where you can play a more of a control type of aspect. Oh, okay, that's actually not good. I did not expect that. On the field, sent to the graveyard during the turn. This card is face up and attack opponent directly. Okay. I'm surprised he didn't just do that 1200 attack. He probably could have killed me. Gear Town, double Cyclone. Yep. Oh, God. This is why I shouldn't set backward against this deck. But now he gets his Reactor Dragon again. And I need to draw Final Battle. If I don't draw Final Battle, I might end up losing this game. He's going to attack over my Moss Dry. Here, Umastrai. Final Battle. Okay, there we go. And I draw again. War Legacy. Okay. That is actually going to pay off for me in a big way. Okay, we're going to use her effect because I have a card to discard right there in Golem. I should have used his effect. But that's fine. Actually, I don't have another War Legacy card anyway, so we activate her effect to set herself face down. We're going to go ahead and summon Mophis. Defense position. I'm going to set this card face down. And yeah, I have to put it in face down defense position. And I need to set enemy controller. Okay. Well, it really just depends on what he top decks here. If he plays a card and it lets me respond with Final Battle, I should be good. But like I said, it doesn't let you respond to the progression of phases. Yeah, there is a standby phase. So I can't just respond. If I could just respond, I would be good. Okay, there we go. That's exactly what I needed. I needed him to summon something for me to win this game. So I'm going to change my Mophis into face-up attack position. Luckily, I drew like the exact combination of cards I needed this to work. Yeah, and he can flip up his Gadgetron Dragon. That is very true. And he should flip up his Gadgetron Dragon, yes. But I should be able to respond to the flip summon with enemy controller, which is gonna let me put it in defense position. And that pretty much nullifies its current threat for now. And he's gonna play double Cyclone to get rid of Final Battle. So I can't attack over it next turn. But he also loses that 3000 boost. I drew Final Battle. Okay, very good. We can go ahead and flip Munia Maidens. I will use their effect because Spirit Kuriboh is not going to help me in this game. I will also use my hands, so I can give this man these hands. And I am going to go ahead... Spirit Kuriboh is going to come more handy than a second Pyramid Maiden. We're going to go ahead and set the Final Battle. I'm going to put her face down. I actually should have summoned him in defense mode. I don't really have the luxury of taking damage here. We're going to go ahead and kill Breaker. Actually, I should put him in face down defense position. That way, if he did something, I could react to it. I don't want to put myself in face down defense position because that would be bad. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make Mophis 4800 attack. He can't attack into Mophis this turn, which he probably wasn't anyways going to attack my hand. Okay. And that does give me 2 draws this turn. I run 3 final battles. I did not get it. Have one more chance to get it with Munia Maidens. I drew into another soldier. Okay. So we're going to set Munia Maidens back face down. I'm going to go ahead and put the Golem Sentry face down. And we're going to crash into the dragon because really we don't have much of another play. I could have set that to get Mophis and then Umashrine and then flip it back face up. But for right now, what does Worm do? It searches? Okay, so he searched Fortress. I'm not sure what Fortress's effect is other than what he gets when it's popped. Okay, and he's using pop effect then. Okay. Shit. He's attacking to my Golem Sentry. Oof, man, it's really bad I can't respond with Spirit Kuriboh here. Draw. Okay. I'm gonna flip Munia Maiden, but I cannot use her effect. I'm gonna flip her face down for Stego Kraken. Gonna flip him face down for Mahashrine. And I'm running out of cards in my deck now. Probably the only real downside of Baggy Sleeves is you have to draw the 2. But like I said, most other matchups I probably would have won by now. Agent Gear is the worst matchup for this deck, and y'all can see why I can't use my effects. Okay. Oh, okay. It does let me respond to Battle Phase. That's actually good. It's actually good enough. So we're going to use Moisturized effect, and we're going to banish this little bastard. Okay. We drew Mophis. Okay, so we now set Stry. Treacherous Trap Hole. So we just happen to draw the 1 card. Yeah. I think, is that my 3 Umastries? I have 2 Stego Kraken, so I have 1 more Stego Kraken left in deck. Yeah, those are all 3 of my Umastries. I have 1 Stego Kraken, I drew my last Mophis, I think I used both of my hands, yes. Okay, so I have Mophis left in deck, and I probably have Oh, I don't think I've drawn another Spirit Karibo. Or not Mophis, I have Stego Kraken. So no, we're not going to use her effect. I'm going to activate her effect to summon my buddy Mophis. Okay, what's his... So you can only use this once per turn if this card attacks. Okay, so that does not have any other effects other than the initial search he gets when he uses it. So we're going to final battle. We're going to change one sets up terror to face up attack position in this occasion. No effect because I want to deal damage to him. And I'm going to swing at him for as much damage as I possibly can swing. He did destroy my monsters. Okay, one set card. Draw, Stego Kraken. Okay. Okay, I have to do this play. Because I only have one card left in deck, and depending on his back row, I could get fucked up. But, oh wait, no, Mophis still. I don't know why I did that. Okay, yeah, I have to set Mophis to special summon Stego Kraken. And then I set Stego Kraken face down to flip Mophis. Now I flip Mophis, and I battle. And of course, if this connects, I win, obviously. He didn't have anything. Okay, very good. I could have destroyed the back row, but there's a possibility. Most of the time, Agent Gears don't run an actual back row, other than that Treacherous Trap hole, which we saw, which means he had no traps in his deck. I was really confident his back row wasn't anything but maybe a Fortress. So, okay, we won our worst matchup to rank up to Legend 2. I think I'm just going to stop the video with Legend 2, and then I'll try to get from Legend 2 to 3 in another one, and 3 to COG in another one. And then if I have time, I might do the World Championship stuff with this. I'm already D-level 6. Unfortunately, the previous season, I wasn't really doing the ranks, so I was only Silver. I only got D-level 3 at the start, and then they moved me up 6. But you start higher in these depending on the is. But I'll try to grind a D-level 20. But for that, I might use more fun decks, like Modolches and things like that. Or I could just grind all the way up with Sub-Terrors. They're kind of my main deck I'm currently using. So, for my Sub-Terror deck, this is pretty much my build. Very minimalistic on the spell and traps, and very heavy on the monsters, which is much needed. Like I said, normal builds are like the Luminous and Umbra one you saw. They have the Nemesis Warrior. They get the they use their ability. I think it's called Mass Tribute, and they get their monster. And then they use Nemesis Warrior to drop it and special summon a monster down into their Sub-Terror. Sub-Terror matchups, like I said, are high. Who goes first? If someone opens up Final Battle, they have the direct advantage in that. And this is pretty much my deck. So the World Legacy hands, like I said, whenever a monster is flip summoned, you can special summon him from your hand. So whenever you flip any of your monsters, you can special summon Ward Armor. And he nets you a World Legacy card, whether it be himself or Clash. Clash isn't a bad card. If you want multiple Clashes, I do recommend it to a point. And no, the other good thing about him is sometimes opponents will go first or set a monster, and then maybe you don't open up with anything, right? It happens with this deck. I run a lot of high-level monsters, but that's why I run a lot of monsters to mediate that. They flip their monster, you can special summon Ward Armor from their flip summon. It doesn't have to be your flip summon, it can be a flip summon. Spirit Karibo is for defense. When they attack, it puts the monster in defense mode. Simple defense. It's to mitigate my low count of spell and traps for defensive purposes. Umostrai is the best one, just like in real life, he's the best behemoth. He banishes a monster, he's good disruption. You can flip him face up with Final Battle, and I've never noticed, but does he have whiskers right here? I think those are whiskers. I've never noticed that. What the hell is he? Well, we're not gonna worry about that. We're not gonna go into an existential crisis right now of what the hell Umostrai is. Now we have the Mahjong Munia Maidens. For anyone who is new to dueling, so might not have gotten this, you can get this with SR tickets. They were giving out free SR tickets for the lead up to the World Championship event that's happening now. So you got one from a bingo event, which I got, and then I got the other 2 from SR tickets I had. She is the best one you can run of the deck of the monster that flip them so it stays down, because she's an actual flip effect monster. So when even if your opponent attacks her, she gets her effect, and then you can flip her face down and special summon your Sub-Terrors. She's also a draw type of thing, so you could draw cards. There's another draw card you can run here called Dislakota, but he's really low stats and he has to survive. So you have to flip him yourself to get his effect. He's not an actual flip effect. Mophis and Psycho Kraken are the other two sub-tiers I run over Umastrai. Mophis is really good disruption for things like, for instance, that Red Ice deck you saw. When Slash Dragon equips itself with a card, it can't be targeted. So things like Umastrai can't get over it. But Mophis can set everything face down, doesn't target, and then you can kind of pick off his monsters one by one there, which goes hand in hand with Psycho Kraken here. Probably the second best sub-tier in the game. Psycho Kraken destroys any number of set cards up to the number of sub-tier behemoths you control, which is often 2. So you can destroy 2 of your opponent's back rows. You can destroy your opponent's set monster. You can destroy your opponent's back row. 2 set monsters. So keep in mind, your opponent has 2 monsters. You set them all face down with Mophis. You flip Psycho Kraken. You pop both those monsters. Psycho Kraken is definitely the second best sub-tier in the game as of right now, just because of that effect. You just have to be careful if you're using him, because his effect is mandatory. It's not up to you pop that many cards. So if your opponent has 1 card, you have 2 sub-tiers, you have to pop 2 set cards, even if one of those set cards are your own card. And then, of course, we have Golem Sentry right here. He's the other flip monster I run. Well, not flip monster on the occasion that he's a flip, but ones that can flip themselves face down. So he can change himself to face down defense position. When he is flip summoned, you can target one monster your opponent controls, return that target to your hand, to your opponent's hand, to the hand. So he has to be flip summoned to get his effect, which is why Munia Maiden is far superior in terms of the type of card it is. And that's just why Golem Sentry is... He's the second best one you can run just because of his 1800 defense. He can kind of defend himself, and then you can flip him face down, flip him face up, target a card, send it back to the hand, and you can get your sub-tiers as you go. But he's the second best one to run in terms of them. I only run the 6, so that's why my hands can be kind of bad, because I only run the 6. But of course, it's not that bad of a chance to draw it. As you can see, I run 23 cards. The minimum you can run is 20 cards. If you can cut it down to 20, I recommend it. I just like the consistency my deck had right here, so I kept it at 23. 2 enemy controllers, really good card in Duel Links. You can either disrupt your opponent's play by putting them on face in defense position, like you saw what I did with his Gadgetron with the Reactor Dragon, and with I don't think I got a chance to use it on my opponent's Slash Dragon. But normally I use it on Slash Dragon when it's summoned, so it can equip itself. World Legacy Clash, which is search your board through the World Legacy War Armor. And what this does, you banish one face-up monster until the end phase. You target one face-up monster your opponent controls that loses attack and defense equal to the original attack and defense of that banished monster. So you can essentially hit the monster to 0 or close to 0 attack, makes it undirecting. That's not until the end phase, they permanently lose that attack, and then your monster comes back. So like, let's say they Drowning Mirror Force you, right? War Legacy Clash, get that monster off the board, it comes back. Well, Drowning Mirror Force might not be the best example, although you could target your own monster with Clash. If 2 monsters, you can get rid of 1. But they Treasure Trap Hole you can get rid of 1 monster to bring that back during the end phase. A few other things, Enemy Controller, Candina, all those things are in this game, and they're disruption cards, and you can disrupt your opponent back by using Clash, and you get to keep your monster. And then, of course, Final Battle, it's the best. It's probably one of the best cards in the deck, if not the best card. Multiple uses during either player's turn. Not hard ones per turn, so you can use multiple copies a turn. I don't even think the effects... also after this, so this is an Into the Graveyard. Yeah, I think the effects are the only thing that's once per turn. Oh no, I don't even think that's once per turn. Yeah, so you can just use anything as many times as you want, and you can kind of mow through your opponent with multiple Final Battlers as the best card in the Sub-Terror deck. And in the mirror match, especially against the Loomis and Umbra build, if they summon Nemesis Warrior, you can use Final Battle to set their Nemesis Warrior, and then they can't use its effect. So usually you don't wait for them to activate their skill, because they can't special summon on the turn they use their skill. You set their Nemesis Warrior, they don't have a means of using it anymore. I don't run an extra deck. There's no need, not in this deck. No tuners, there's no exceeds in this game, there's no links in this game. There's no need for an extra deck. Just like in real life, Sub-Terrors don't really need an extra deck. Anyway, that's my deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. That's gonna be all. Well, like I said, for these solo videos, there probably won't be too many solo videos overall in terms of like what we try to do. There might be some. If you all like solo videos, maybe we could do solo videos along with main videos along the week. We only really have like one day right now that we're free that we can record at the same time. So I'll try to add solo videos if y'all like them. I could do more dueling content. I have other things like on my phone I could do YGO Pro solo if y'all would prefer that. Anyway, that's gonna be all. This is yuusha Steve signing out.